What's really good, LeSBP trading familia? Buenos dias, bonjour, bon dia. Thank you all for tuning in. So today was a rather interesting day, not gonna lie. We had some news today, so I'm just gonna jump right into it. This is episode 14. We traded our first day here on the verification phase. We just got that data, what was I about to say, credentials last night as we passed the challenge phase the other day, so yesterday technically. And basically, yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into that. So we had some core PPI month over month, PPI month over month, and unemployment claims. We did not trade any other personal account today, by the way, just a verification phase account. And all that news is at 8:30, which is fantastic because I hate it when it's broken up, because sometimes it can go one way at 8:30, then a whole nother way at 2 o'clock, or one way at 8:30, a whole nother way at 10 o'clock. And that's right after that New York Open at 9:30. Like, I hate when that happens. So it's all good though. Looking at our certificates on the FTMO account, basically we have the past FTMO challenge, man. I'm loving this little I've never actually looked at the certificates, to be honest with you, because I didn't have reason to, because I wasn't taking a challenge or passing anything or getting any real money when I was doing the FTMO practice accounts. So I never really looked at it, but now that I actually saw the certificate here and looking at the rest of the little certificates, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's kind of like a video game, you know what I mean? You pass the verification, you get another I was gonna say token, or you get another page in your book, in a sense. You get $100 profit split, you get another page, you know what I mean, saying that you made like an achievement, in a sense. I think that's pretty freaking cool. I never really noticed it, but I think it's really cool. So going to the client area, we passed the FTMO challenge. I didn't go hard over the analysis and anything like that or whatever, or big into the metrics. If you want me to, I definitely can, but to me it's just like whatever. But as you can see, we're in the verification phase now, and just started today. And lo and behold, we actually passed that $500 profit target that we needed to just on today. I honestly should have just let the trade run, but I wanted to go ahead and take it out because we had already passed the verification with the amount that we received. So I was just like, all right, I'm just going to go ahead and take it out. But holding to strategy is what I should have done, and just took the full 120 pips. So I got to remember that to make sure I don't carry this bad habit over to the actual FTMO account. Verification 1300457655. Started on the 13th of April, which is today. Ends on the 11th of June, because you get 60 days to do the verification phase, and then the account size is 10K. Current results, profit, consistency score probably won't go anywhere, or it might go somewhere, but I don't have to technically trade anymore, so I'm not going to actually take big trades. It's going to be 0.01 lot sizes for the rest of these 9 days. So minimum number of trading days is always 10, so I'm not passing because literally today is my very first day. Max daily loss is -5, max loss is 1,000, profit target is a +5. When looking at the results, this is the first time I've seen this. I'm not sure if it's just a verification or a challenge thing. I don't even remember seeing this on the challenge phase, but now they actually put the percentage of the account that you end up losing or winning. So it's really interesting to see it, but nice. So all three of these are passed. You got the statistics, which I don't look too far into, and probably we won't be looking at it anymore because I've already passed it. I'm just going to trade 0.01 lot sizes, so there's no kind of reason to actually look at it for the next 9 days. So we'll be trading on our personal account starting tomorrow again. Daily summary, I made $522.98 today. We had 2 actual trades and then our 1 Ethereum trade. That's why it says 3. And so here's the NAS100. We ended up getting into a buy position for 61.1 pips. That's what took us over that $500 profit target. And then we had a sell in here earlier in the morning that honestly it should not have been taken. But today is a little bit different from what I'm normally used to. Like, I'm used to the PPI, but having the unemployment claims was interesting because I didn't know if it was going to make it go the same direction. Anyways, in my notes, I didn't have notes for this specific day yet, but I was still confident in what PPI does on that day. So I still took the trade. I was still right, but I got into an earlier position that I should not have gotten into. Because even in my notes, it says do not trade before PPI, and I still traded before, because this was right before PPI hit. So I'll show you why you should not trade before PPI. Maybe during, if you know how to trade that, but getting in up to a specific position, maybe doing like a buy stop, sell stop, or sell limit, whatever kind of thing, but not just getting into a position and holding on to that position. I'll show you why you shouldn't do that. So open time, honestly, buys is what got us over the threshold this time, which, and it's funny because literally for the whole challenge phase, all I did was sell. And yeah, that's it until we get the actual analytics or analysis stuff. So that's cool. Just do a little refresh so y'all can see that it ain't bullshit. But yeah, I think that's really, really cool, because now we just do the 0.01 lot size until we get to the point where we're just, past, and then we are an actual FTMO trader. I'm super excited, but I'm trying not to show too much excitement until I know that I can get payouts. Like, I don't want to get too excited. I said it in the other video. I don't want to get too excited right now, even though I passed the challenge and I'm about to pass the verification in 9 more days. I don't want to get too excited until I can actually see a profit split. So moving on to the chart, as you know, we had this yesterday. I believe I showed you those trades from yesterday. Coming into this morning, I had a really, really, really retarded moment. And I traded at like 8:13. Don't know why I decided to do it, but I did. We jumped into this trade. This is the loser right here. And looking at the verification account, this is the loser right here. So we lost 8.8 pips. So I need to fix that. We didn't lose a full 10. I did get out a little bit early. I also, excuse me, oh my gosh. What? That's not what I wanted to do. I also ended up getting in actually a little late. Technically, we would have lost the full 10 pips, but because I jumped in about a pip point two late, which I did on purpose, we ended up getting the 8.8 pips loss instead of the 10 pip loss. Now, the thing that I was talking about, where basically I was saying that you don't want to jump in before the PPI news is, as you can see, this is the PPI news. I don't think it went like 200 pips or nothing crazy, but it's still enough to kind of mess you up if you're in a trade and say your stop loss never gets hit or something like that. Now you've got this 65 pip shoot, and spread ends up going long or getting bigger in a sense, and now you're taking a bigger loss than what you were supposed to. So like an idiot, I jumped into a sell right before. Thank goodness it knocked me out way before, like at least 10 minutes before the news came out, 10 to 12 minutes before the news came out, and then news came out and it came down here and boom, went straight back up. Now, there was also another reason why I jumped out. I ended up drawing a support resistance area, and I feel like I'm getting so good at this. I was like, oh, I'm getting good at this. And I love it. I love that part. Like, I'm really happy about that part, because I've always wanted to get better at support resistance trends and stuff like that or whatever. And never just been really good at it when it comes to entries or stuff like that or whatever. Now, for stop losses and TPs, for some reason, I'm good at that. Like, I can do a support resistance area for that, but for some reason on entry, I need to get better at it. So either way, I drew it out from this point over here, crossing under this point, and this point. And basically I had drug it out until 9 o'clock because I knew that 8:30 was going to bring, kind of like a little bit of a spike. And lo and behold, I was like, well, if it passes here, we won't need to pretty much go to a 10 pip loss or whatever, because of the simple fact, if it passes here, then it's probably going to continue. So my thing was, if it passes and stays over that support resistance area, you might as well just get out. And that's what I ended up doing. Once it passed and closed above that area, I just got out and just watched it for a minute, because I knew once the news came out, then I could try again, if depending on wherever it was. So ended up getting out and literally, lo and behold, that news came up, came down back to my support resistance area, which is the part I'm most proud of, and bounced off of it. Literally did not go over it, bounced off of it, and then went right back up. I was like, yes. But either way, we ended up taking another trade right after it kind of trickled down a little bit, calmed down. I usually wait anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes. It calmed down. We saw another hit all the confluences, and we saw another opportunity right here. Saw another opportunity here. I ended up drawing another trend line, and I was so proud of myself, bro. Y'all don't even understand. I ended up drawing another trend line here, and luckily I was patient. I was very patient with this trade. I had already moved my break even like right above the point where I guess technically I would only lose like $10, $13. And we had already lost the trade for the day, so I was like, you know what? Let's just stick with the strategy. It went to 10 pips. If it comes back and it breaks us out of break even, so be it. And just believe your boy I was thinking like, man, should I go ahead and get out? Like, especially right here. And I saw it just kind of going down and down and down and down. I'm like, damn, man, should I go ahead and get out and just take my little $100 or whatever? Because I had already lost 88. So I was like, I can make myself, break even for the day and just start fresh tomorrow with the fresh 10, with 10K still. Luckily, I didn't do that. I stuck to strategy. I stayed patient. Even though it came back down below my support resistance area in this case, I held on to it because for some odd reason, I just trusted it. And I was like, look, hold your strategy, stick to it. And after the news came out, I was like, well, it ain't going to be a spike, at least, to the downside too hard. But if it comes back, it'll at least slowly break me out of break even. And I'll just take the little $88 loss that I had. Well, waiting and being patient and using my support resistance area, it kind of went a little bit past it. Maybe my support resistance area needed to be a little bit bigger, but lo and behold, it held in this specific area, and then it went back up. Once it got to this point on this rejection candle, I ended up getting out because I was like, well, we made it past the verification phase, but I knew in my head that, hey, if this was real, you would need to stay in for the full 120, or you would end up getting taken out at break even. You're only going to take one or two things. If you're in a winner position, you staying in until it breaks even. If it just loses and it hits your stop loss, then you lost. And that's how I have to see it. That's literally how I have to see it for myself, because I have to tell myself that consistently. It did consolidate for a little while. After it consolidated for a little while, it went up to the full 120 pips. And that's all she wrote. Can't really say too much else about it. Like, literally, bro, I don't know how to explain it. I'm kind of nervous, to be honest, because I just feel like it's too smooth. It's going way too smooth. My strategy seems to be working way too well. This would be the fourth day, not in a row, because I think Tuesday was a losing day technically, but this would be the fourth day in the week that we would have caught 120 pips. So literally that's 480 minus 40 for Tuesday. No, I'm sorry. This is the third day. My apologies. This is the third day. So 360 minus 40, which would be 320. And I'm like, dang, that's good. Like, that's really good. Like, if we were trading on a real account right now, we'd be up $3,200. And I'm like, dang, that's gravy. You know what I mean? Like, that's good to me. So I'm going to keep continuing to push myself, to trust in my plan, trust in my strategy, trust in my discipline. I was literally just watching things like, damn, I can't remember both of these guys' names. It's one guy that I watch. I think he's from Singapore. Please, I hope that I'm not wrong, but he's from one of the countries. He's from Asia. He's from somewhere in Asia, and my geographics are just terrible. I made myself sound so stupid just now. Either way, I watched these two guys, and basically, one of them was just talking about his struggle, and it resonates with me so much because of the simple fact that in my head I'm just like, bruh, I have struggled for 3+ years now with Forex, and going through practice account. I showed y'all the practice accounts that I went through all the way through 2021. I've been doing practice account. And on my own personal account, I would sit here and trade, just here little by little to see if like, hey, does my strategy actually work? And to see it come to actual fruition and working and stuff like that, man, it makes me so happy. But at the same time, I'm still not done, so gotta keep it moving. So from here, to be honest, I was thinking that this type of day should be a 200 pip day. But yeah, we're not there yet. Not with PPI. I don't know if we're there yet, to be honest. But it did at least go to 200 pips. So it went pretty freaking far. But I'd rather stick to strategy and at least get my 120 because I'm not being greedy. I ain't trying to overdo it or whatever. And to me, it makes me just really nervous that I keep winning because I feel like my strategy is a 15 to 20% kind of strategy, not a 60 to 70% strategy. So it's really, really interesting. I won't hold y'all any longer. It's really, really interesting. I'm freaking amazed. I am stupid happy. But just like I said, I'm gonna try my best not to be over extravagant with it until I know that I can actually get a profit split from this bad boy. So we got 9 more days until we make it to the 10-day limit, or what do they call it, the 10-day target, 10-day trading objective or whatever. We've got 9 more days until we get there, so 0.01 lot sizes until that point. I will be trading on the personal account to at least get the normal trade in for the day to see if we would win or be losing. And then we're gonna go from there. I'm just hoping the market's not fooling me, man. Like, because I just feel like I'm winning way too much. But I'm like, is the market fooling with me? Because this shit don't seem real. Why am I winning so much? Why am I winning so much right now? But yeah, man, I appreciate it. Hope you all had a great, awesome Thursday. Other than that, I ain't got nothing else, man. So thanks. Sorry, it's kind of long-winded, but yeah. All right, y'all. Peace. Shit crazy.